by it. And I know I've got my theta people here, but your limiting beliefs can be stored on different levels of your subconscious. So they can be what you've picked up in this lifetime, okay, what you believe to be true now, and in the past of this life, what you've picked up from a genetic line, so from your parents, but it also goes back 7 generations. So if you think what your generational line, oh, hang on, I'm just letting someone in. I know you're going to see a name called David. It's not David, it's Lee. She's on someone else's thing, just in case you think, okay, who's this joining? So it goes back 7 generations in the generational line. So if you think what your ancestors, your generation line, thought about money and abundance, or anything, to be fair, that you will possibly have some of those limiting beliefs in there. Also in your ancestral line, so that's like 8 or more generations back, so it can go back, gosh, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. You'll also carry beliefs on a soul level, so that can be through past lives and experiences like that. And you can also carry beliefs in the history, in the collective consciousness. And this was one thing that I really noticed with moving and emigrating from England to Australia. I was like, oh, that's really, really interesting. And also I have felt the shift moving from Melbourne to Queensland as well. So yes, the collective consciousness and the history is on another level as well. So how do we find these pesky limiting beliefs? So there's 2 ways. Okay, I'm just going to see Zoom user. I don't know who that is, but we'll admit them. It's got to be someone because they can't have access otherwise. There's 2 ways of doing it. Now, the first way is by muscle testing. And the muscle testing that we always recommend when we do theta healing is the standard way of muscle testing. So you need to make sure that you're very, very hydrated. That's the important thing. And what you're going to do, I'm just going to talk you through it, because I know I've written a description about it in there, but it's easier to show you. And I didn't get around to videoing myself beforehand, so you're going to see me. I have got a dress on, so you're all right. So I'm just going to move my chair out. So you need to make sure that you're really, really hydrated. That's the first thing. So drink plenty of water. And what you're going to do is you're just gently going to like bend your knees. So you're just in a really relaxed state. And then, you know, sometimes I like to close my eyes, but I will just say, yes, 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 yes. And you should naturally tip forward. Okay. And then no, 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 no. And you should naturally tip backwards. Now, if you are not doing that, you can actually reset your yeses and nos. So what you would do is you would lean forward and you would say, this is my yes. And then you would lean backwards and say, this is my no. Okay. If you are, then you would say a statement like, my name is Claire. So I would go forward and then I'd say, oh, my name is Jane. I would go backwards. If I'm getting it the wrong way round, you need to tap yourself on the head. Right, I'm not joking. You tap yourself on your head, because basically what that's doing is it's recalibrating you. So that's your yeses and your nos of going forward and back. The other way that you can do it, which is my preferred method, because I always feel like I fake it a bit with the forward and back. I don't know if you feel that. If you've ever done muscle testing, who's done muscle testing? Just let me know. Yeah. Oh, hands up. Yeah, perfect. Oh, okay. So I've got some seasoned people. I know a lot of you are really keen to understand about pendulums. So I muscle test myself with pendulums. Okay, so I normally pick a pendulum up. I have a selection of pendulums. Okay, and what I do is, first of all, I will ask the pendulum, okay, show me which way is yes. So my yes on a pendulum right, is always forward and backwards. Some people it's clockwise and some people it's anti-clockwise. It's going to be personal for everybody. Or if you want to, you can set it. You can say, pendulum, I command that this is my yes. And then you go sideways, and pendulum, I command that this means no. Okay, so yes. So I'll say to the pendulum, show me which way is yes. Show me which way is no. And it will do that. What I tend to do is I literally pick up a pendulum and I'll say, okay, is this the pendulum I'm going to use to test my beliefs? Okay, and it's saying yes. Is this the pendulum that I'm going to use to test my beliefs? Yes, yes. So it will say any of that. I'll come to you in a minute, Megan. And what you will do is you will command. Just going to get someone to.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if everyone can mute because doing feedback.
Yeah. Can everyone mute? Great. I think everyone's muted. Vanessa's still connected. So I will say to the pendulum, I command you to test my beliefs on all 4 levels, all aspects, all timelines and dimensions. I'll write this command into the portal for you. Okay. And then it's saying yes. And it will be like, is this pendulum set to my beliefs? And it will say yes. Is this pendulum set to Marnie's beliefs? And it will say no. So if I was doing a client, right, I would say, I command this pendulum to set to Marnie's beliefs on all levels or aspects or timelines and dimensions. Okay, so it's saying yes, it's done it already. I can feel the charge. And I'll be like, right, is this pendulum set to my beliefs? No. Is this pendulum set to Marnie's beliefs? Yes. So basically, you have to have quite an authority over your pendulum. That's the main thing, okay? And play around with it. I know some of you have pendulums. Hands up, who has a pendulum? So the pendulums that I always go with is the ones from Eric Hunter, which are these ones. I know some of you have actually been and purchased some, and I tend to use metal ones because they're stronger rather than the crystal ones. If you're using a crystal pendulum, there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to make sure that you keep cleaning your pendulum, so your crystal pendulum. So what you would do is you would get some Palo Santo or some sage, and you would sage the pendulum, the crystal pendulum, and keep it clear and clean, because crystal holds and absorbs stuff as well, whereas metal or brass or whatever they are, rhodium or whatever, they're not held. So is there any questions about how to set your pendulum? Do you want me to go through that again? No, you're all good with that? Okay, so what you would do is I command this pendulum to set to my beliefs on all levels or aspects or timelines and dimensions. And then I would say something like, I have the belief on any level that I believe money grows on trees. Yes, I do. That's good, because I've made sure I believe that. Okay, I believe that I'm not worthy of abundance. That's saying no. So you would go through and you would test your beliefs, and it will either say, yes, you believe that, or no, you don't believe that. Okay, so my name is Claire. Yeah. My name is Megan. No. And then you would just keep making the statements. I find the pendulum, I can't fake the pendulum, and it's really quick, especially if you are like checking the list of limiting beliefs and you want to go through. You can literally just hold the pendulum and say the statement, and you can tick it off whether you have it or not. It's much easier and quicker than doing the forward and back method with checking the limiting beliefs around that. So I hope that's been helpful. Any questions so far on that? Oh. Okay, so how tonight, what I've got planned for tonight is that we're going to open up the sacred circle of this program so that we're all going to step into the energy and the vortex. I know some of you had watched the Lionsgate that we did on Tuesday night. So basically that's been taken down out of the Facebook group now, but I've split it. I've kept the recording and I've cut it into the Lionsgate, and then I've cut it into the bit where we worked out where we are in our life, where we want to upgrade, and then the healing at the end, the manifestation at the end. So they're two different videos now to watch, but they're in the Unleashing Prosperity program, so you still got access to it, but the group had it taken down. So if you feel like you want to step into the energy of the Lionsgate portal, because it's recorded at that time, it saves all that juicy energy. And it was powerful. I don't know about you, but it was really powerful. And we had, like, some of our manifestations literally the next day came through, and Andrew and I were like, oh, okay, this is great. We'll have some of that. So yeah, it's I'm going to go back and listen to it during the week as well. Did anyone re-listen to it? Did anyone get a double dose? Marnie did. Okay, and what I want you to do also is I want you to set your intentions before we step into this vortex of energy. So basically, I'm going to set up a vortex of energy. I'm going to call in all the guides. I've already called in some guides already, but I'm going to call in like your guides of 100% love and light. And I want you to set some intentions of what you want as an outcome from this program. So just sit there for a moment, and I want you to write down on a piece of paper what you want to get from this program. So it might be a dollar figure. It might be that you want to bring in a certain amount of money. You can keep this all private. You don't have to share any of this, but this is your intentions. So just take some time. We're not in a rush of what you want to achieve. Is it to change your mindset around money, your relationship to money, increase your revenue? Everyone's going to have, personal intentions. So if you're working on like a money figure and you roughly know what sort of income you're bringing in per month, what the rule of thumb is you either want to double it or triple it. Now, I know some of you are business owners yourself. And what we're going to do is we're going to start tracking everything. So has everyone got a bit of a monetary goal that they want to achieve? Because the other thing that's really important, what we want to do is that we want to track all the abundance that is coming to us. So abundance can be in many different ways. It can be money, it can be time, it can be health, it can be love. So there's lots of different ways to attract abundance. But one of the things, and I've written it in the portal, is to download the app. Has everyone got Apple phones? Or are they on that? Is anyone on Android? Okay, Megan Buntine, you might have to get a tracker. You're tech savvy anyway, but yeah, you'll be all right with the tracker. Not like me. But basically, there's an app, and it's from Denise DT. I don't know if anyone knows who Denise DT is. She works, she does Money Boot Camp. I've done her program, but she has an app, and it's called Lucky Bitch. Okay, I'm going to just show you. That's what it looks like. Can everyone see? Lucky Bitch app. Okay, I've given you the link inside the portal, and basically it helps you track, and you can track it as so it looks like that. So you put in a goal, financial goal, and then you just track absolutely everything. Let me see if I can. Okay, so what you would do is here you would type money or value, the amount, the date, the category, and how you feel, and then any notes. But the category is quite interesting, because when you click the category, it's got different things to bring in the abundance. So you've got like business income, free stuff, others, gifts, unexpected income. She's got an e-course there, whether you've sold an e-course, your salary, tips, drinks and food. So basically, it's a really good way to see how much your abundance is going up, or your wealth, or your money, but also track free stuff as well. So if you get given a free cup of coffee, if you get taken out for dinner, write the value down. If you get $10 off your Woolies shop, write that down, because it's amazing how much it accumulates up. So I want you to start tracking from tonight. Okay, and I've been doing it for about 3 years. When I go through stages of really tracking, and when I don't, and when I'm really working on my abundance, I track everything, and it's amazing how quickly something all adds up, and you're like, oh, okay, that's great. Oh, okay, that's great, and you start to get really excited. And the other thing that's really interesting is money is like a relationship. Okay, it loves attention. Okay, so the more you pay attention to it, as in like doing tracking, moving your money around in different accounts. I mean, I've spoken about that in some of the webinars. The more it loves attention. You need to treat it as though it's a lover. Okay, a passionate lover. And we're going to do a little process of mine this afternoon, late in a minute, which I think you're going to find really interesting when you look at your relationship to money as a lover, or as an individual. And the more you can pay attention to it, the more it will thrive and grow. So you need to be treating money like another lover. How does that sound, ladies? And it's quite interesting. So the process I'm going to take you through in a bit, I've done this with a few of my private clients, and I've never seen this taught. This is something that I have, well, just sort of I channeled it. And when one of the ladies went through this process with me, she was absolutely gobsmacked at the relationship she had with money, and it really sort of unlocked her in a lot of different ways. So has everybody set their intentions of what they want from this program? Cool. Okay, so I'm going to open up the energy in the circle. I'm just going to light my brand new abundant candle. So I got a present yesterday. That should go in my tracker, actually. I haven't put that one down. So when I qualified as a medical intuitive, Sky sent me beautiful gifts. So this is, and I thought this is perfect because I liked it. Because I was looking for a new candle, and this one is an abundance candle because it's got citrine in it. So we've got the element of fire.
Yeah.
You are, and I've got another new citrine. So we've got that all around. Okay. So close your eyes, and I'm going to set up the circle. I'm going to put all your intentions as well into it. Okay. So just take some deep breaths, close your eyes. Okay. And we're going to command to the Creator, as we gather in this sacred space, we open our hearts and minds to the infinite possibilities of abundance that awaits us. And we're going to stand at the threshold of this powerful vortex, a swirling channel of energy that connects us to the boundless flow of blessings and prosperity. And in this moment, we call upon the radiant beings of 100% love and light, our guides of authenticity and transformation. And we invite you to join us, to guide us, and to infuse this circle with your wisdom and grace. We're going to call in Archangel Raphael, the healer of hearts and the bearer of abundance. And we welcome your presence. We ask that you wrap us in your emerald green light, soothing and renewing our spirits as we release the old beliefs that no longer serve us. And we ask that you empower us to step into the river of transformation and abundance, where our intentions blossom into the reality. We're going to call upon Archangel Raphael's emerald green dragon, the mystical guardian of prosperity, and we invoke your energy. And with your fiery breath, ignite the flames of passion within us, propelling us forward on this journey of abundance. Let your wings of guidance and protection shield us from any doubt and fear as we embrace the path of limitless possibilities. I'm also going to call in my guide, Joe, the keeper of Akashic Records, and we honor your wisdom. We ask that you unveil the tapestry of our past, releasing the threads of old karma that have held us back, and illuminate the threads of potential and promise, empowering us to weave a new story of prosperity and joy. We're going to call in all the elements of water, fire, air, and earth, ancient allies of creation. We call upon your support and ask that you wash away any stagnant energies with the cleansing waters, ignite our intentions with the flame of passion, and infuse clarity and inspiration with the breeze of air, and ground us with the nurturing embrace of Mother Earth, and ground in these new transformations. Dragons of fire, air, earth, and water, majestic spirits of elemental power, we humbly invite your presence. Dance with us in this sacred vortex, lending us your strength and harmony as we honor the balance of your energies. May we find equilibrium in our pursuit of abundance. And together we step into this vortex of transformation, ready to transmute the old beliefs and paradigms that have limited us. With hearts full of love, minds open to possibilities, and spirits aligned with the divine flow of 100% love and light, we embark on this journey to create more love, joy, and abundance, not only in our lives, but also the lives of those around us. And so it is. Aho, amen, namaste. Okay. All right. So the first thing I just want to talk about, actually, no, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a gentle energy clearing on everybody. Okay, take some deep breaths, close your eyes. And just breathing in. Just breathing in all that beautiful star energy that's all around you. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And you're just going to imagine that there's this bubble of pure white light all around you, and nothing in this white light can harm or hurt you. Breathing in and breathing out. And you're just going to imagine that this beautiful Mother Earth energy is coming up from the soles of your feet all the way through, opening up every single chakra, just gently, starting at your root chakra. See, sense, feel, know. It's just opening to the perfect size. And then just put it way up to your sacral chakra. See, sense, feel, know. It's spinning to the perfect size. And then just bring that energy all the way up to your solar plexus. See, sense, feel, know that it's moving to the perfect size just for you. And then your heart chakra, see it spinning like a portal of light, just slightly opening. Good. Then just bring all that energy up into your throat chakra. See it spinning, opening to the perfect size. And then just bring all that energy up into your third eye. See it spinning to the perfect size that's aligned for you at this time. And then finally just bring all that earth energy all the way up to the crown. See it spinning, 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 and allow it to open, open, open. Okay, feel that divine light coming in now from the seventh plane all the way down through all your cells, atoms, molecules of your body. Okay, feeling that Christ light. And then just feel it spinning all the way around your energy bubble. And just feel that just pulling you back into alignment. Keep opening your crown chakra. Connecting in to your higher self, your soul self, and then the creator. Just breathing in, breathing out, feeling that peace and calm. Okay, take some deep breaths and open your eyes. Okay, so when it comes to abundance, I really want to talk about the importance of creativity, because abundance opens up. The more creative ideas that you have, the more that you can create more wealth and abundance. It's a force that's always going to give you the ideas and the inspirations to create more abundance, and it will bring you ideas and inspirations of how you can step forward and create more for your life. But it's also going to show you where the blocks are in your way. And the blocks that you have in your way are normally your limiting beliefs, your habits, okay, unhelpful habits, so self-sabotaging habits, the stories, and as I said, the limiting beliefs. How creative do you think you are? How creative do you think you are when you are trying to create your own abundance? Yes, Tara, you can add more intentions into the vortex, definitely. Not very creative at all. Okay. I have 10 when it comes to creativity at work. I'm creative. So creativity can be in all different ways and forms. It can be, from literally creative as in painting and drawing and things like that. It could be through cooking. It could be through gardening. There's lots of different avenues to be creative. But creativity will help you create abundance into your life. I love gardening and cooking. I'm a creative problem solver. So I am a very creative person, obviously being an ex-hairdresser, and I love decorating, and I'm not necessarily a gardener or anything like that, and I'm not really bothered about cooking anymore, but I'm definitely very creative. So I do use a lot of my creative brain. And that's where it's really helped me, you know, to develop my business and my programs as well. But tapping into creativity is going to give you ideas and inspirations on how to make money, basically. So if you struggle with creativity, okay, one of the areas that you really want to be working on is opening up your sacral chakra, because that's where creativity is birthed. So what ideas could you do to actually become more creative? I mean, dance is creative. Has anybody got any ideas? What does everyone do to get into their creative, spend time in nature? Yeah. Brainstorm. Yeah. I actually find when I clean the house, I'm quite creative. Trying things on my social media feed. Yeah. Like Canva for me, I love playing around with Canva. Long showers bring on creativity. Yeah. Because you're in water, so you're in flow. Yeah. Meditate. Yeah. So like drawing, anything along those lines. You know, the old colouring books, they're really fashionable now and things like that. Okay, so if you struggle with creativity, then that's an area that maybe that could be opened up in you, that's going to help you create some more abundance and flow into your life. So that could be a block. Okay, and sometimes what happens is we actually limit our abundance as well. So how many people struggle with receiving? Who struggles receiving compliments? I used to. Who struggles receiving a gift? Yeah, me. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, receiving money, I think. So you struggle with receiving money, but do you struggle with not compliments anymore? No, I used to. Yeah, I used to be terrible with compliments. Somebody would come, you know, a client would come in to the salon and they'd say, "Oh, you look nice today," and I'd be, "Oh, this old thing," you know. But it actually is quite an interesting one, because if you struggle receiving like a compliment or anything, you're going to struggle receiving from the universe. So that could be a block that may be needing to look at. Okay.
Claire, one of the things that you and I have worked on is I'm good at receiving compliments, but then I feel like I have to give something back.
Yes.
And yeah, so when someone tells me that I look really nice or I've got a nice top, I always feel like I have to find something of them to say, "Oh, thanks. I really love your top as well." Yeah. And now I'm having to do that. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. So if I used to get clients that would come into the salon, and at Christmas they'd give us chocolates or a bottle of wine or something like that, and I would really struggle with that. I found it really difficult. I ended up used to give all those sort of things to my apprentice, and I'd be like, "Right, you take that home, you need that, that's fine, you have that." And then I'd say to the client, "Oh, I've given you a free treatment today," because I had to balance things out. I really struggled. Everything had to be balanced. Yeah, it was quite OCD with me in the end. But finally I've worked through that. Yeah. But every now and again it does pop its head up. So, you know, where do you struggle receiving? Okay, because you know, we're talking about this, we're getting straight into this. So if you've got problems with creativity, if you've got problems with receiving, those are the two major blocks. straight off. So we can limit our abundance. So one way that we can limit our abundance is that we're not noticing the abundance around us. Okay, so what I want you to do is, especially over the next, how many, 4 weeks, whatever, how long this program is, and ideally I'd love you to carry it on afterwards. Every single day, I want you to notice 3 abundant things around you. So it could be something in nature. You could go past a butterfly. You could see a bird. I mean, Lee, you're always down the beach. You always send me beautiful pictures. She sends me pictures every single day going, look at my beach, look at the sunset. And it's just abundant, and it just makes you realize how beautiful things are. It might be some flowers, okay, but I want you to start noticing the abundance around you, because if you pick out a flower, if you pick out a butterfly, if you pick out something of abundance that you feel is abundant, it could be walking into the farmer's market or the fruit and veg shop, and you see the beautiful fruit and veg, and it looks glossy and abundant and inviting. Okay, when you start noticing abundance, then you'll notice more abundance, and then you'll start noticing abundance coming to you. So every day, notice some abundance. Okay, so what's really good to do through this time, and I know some of you do it, but back to basics, it's the gratitude journal. So every day in your gratitude journal, you write 3 things in the morning, 3 things you're grateful for. You don't always have to write it down. I do this in the shower, in all fairness. 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things that I've seen in the day that is abundant. And I do the same at night. So 9 times out of 10 in the morning, when I open the window and I see the beautiful blue sky, I'm like, oh my God. And I look at my garden with all the forest. Oh my God, that's abundance for me. And then 3 things I'm grateful for. And then at the end of the day, 3 things you were grateful for that day, and 3 things that you saw that was abundant in that day. You might have more. If you want to write more down, because the more you see, the more you're going to notice. Yes, Megs?
So I'm really good with gratitude around everything else except my gratitude toward money. So is it maybe then that I focus? So I still do my gratitude every day, but perhaps maybe I need to shift it and have an extra 3 on specifically around money.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would, like, for me, I write down things like what I say in my head. I'm so grateful for my clients. I'm so grateful for my gold clients. I'm so grateful for this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I do that, because that relates to money as well.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So abundance is something that you embody. Okay. Gratitude is what you're thankful for. So I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. And then seeing abundance around you. So it might be, me picking up and going, okay, I see the abundance in this crystal. Okay, this makes me feel abundant looking at my crystal, because it is an abundance crystal. Okay. So it might be, and we have a fruit and veg shop in the local shopping centre, and it has the most beautiful fruit and veg. And every time I look at that and I go, God, it looks abundant. It looks beautiful. It looks fresh and just ripe and amazing. So I look at that and I think that's abundant. Okay. I might see a really nice Ferrari car and I think that's abundant. I see car number plates all the time, and when I see 888 or 88 or BB8 or all of that, because I think a B is like an 8 on a number plate, or I see 111, to me that's abundance. That's me seeing abundance all the time. It's just coming through in numbers. So I get really excited see 888 on number plates and things like that. I'm like, oh yes, because 8 is all about abundance and money and prosperity. But I drive past beautiful homes. We've got some beautiful homes around here, like real mansions, and I go, oh gosh, that's abundance. So it doesn't matter I don't have to have it, but I can see it. We've got a beautiful garden centre just down the road, and every time I drive past, it's a beautiful garden centre, and they've got a beautiful gift shop in there, and I walk in there and I go, oh, that's lovely, and I see all this nice stuff. I think that that's abundant. So I notice abundance all the time. And then what I do is like, oh, that feels wonderful. How can I make myself feel wonderful? How can I make myself feel abundant? So it might be, putting some nail polish on. It might be putting a lipstick on. If that's what makes you feel abundant, that's what you do. It's not always about going out and spending loads of money on designer clothes. Yeah. Notice abundance with beautiful houses and nature. Like you live in London, Stephanie. There's a lot of abundance. There's a lot of poverty in London, but there's also a lot of abundance in London. So yeah, Chelsea, very abundant. I used to drive to through Chelsea on the way to Hammersmith, because my head office used to be in Hammersmith. Yeah, Chelsea's very nice, very nice. So yeah, just notice the abundance and then just write it down, and just see if your list every day gets bigger and bigger. I tell you what, I bet it does. And when you start noticing it, you start magnetizing it. Because what happens is, when you notice abundance around you, what you're doing is you're plugging yourself into a collective consciousness, so an energy bubble of more abundance. And you're moving out of a negative collective consciousness of lack. So, one of the other things that I've written down is watch your language as well, because your words become your thoughts, or your thoughts become your words, becomes your reality. So if you're noticing abundance all around you, what you're doing is you're plugging out of lack and plugging into the abundance collective consciousness. And that's what we want to do. So every day, if you're noticing abundance, we're moving you out of one energy bubble into another. So like a collective consciousness of lack would be people that get together and have conversations. And you'll probably hear this like in a coffee shop or something like that, where people just talk a bit doom and gloom, and they're like, oh, there's no money, there's no, the economy, the mortgages are going up, and it's all doom, 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 doom. Yes, it is, and we get that. But some people just thrive on that, and they just love talking about it. And because they talk about it, it becomes their reality. Whereas if I can shift you into seeing abundance, so whether it's car number plates, whether it's beautiful homes, whether it's nature, whether it's food, and things like that, drinking out of nice glasses. Okay, they are only Kmart glasses, but they're really pretty. So I feel abundant drinking my water out of my pretty pink glass. Okay, so it's removing from lack and into collective consciousness of abundance. That's what we're doing. So just simple things. Sometimes it's the simple things that make the most importance in changing things. And that's why the tracking and the app is really good, because if you can see where your monetary goals are going up, or $5 here, or a free coffee there, or somebody's bought you lunch there, you can see, and you put a value to it, you can see your abundance going up. So because you're looking at that all the time, you're then like programming your mind for more. So it's all relative. Like these few little tips all do help. Okay, I just want to make sure I've covered that part. Yeah, I've written here, you need to plug yourself into the collective consciousness of abundance, which is by doing gratitude and then writing down what you've seen is abundant, and then doing your money tracking. And once you plug yourself into the collective consciousness, then that leads to more receiving, because what you're focusing on becomes your reality. And it all works together like a beautiful triangle. So gratitude, writing down what you see and what you're tracking, it just has a beautiful flow that just keeps going round and creating momentum. And then you want to place yourself in the middle of that triangle or that circle, okay, and just keep watching it go round and round and round. And it's quite interesting to do that, because everything's energy. So you can just keep creating energy vortexes. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to create an energy of a circle of gratitude, seeing what's abundant, tracking your abundance, and you're placing yourself in the middle. So you're creating a really positive energy bubble all the way around you. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool. So just go back over about blocking our gratitude, right? Because I said some of us do struggle, you know, some of us put our hand up. What that does is when we block the receiving, it basically puts up a defense wall around us. So the more that we're aware, so talking about, you know, our gratitude, we're talking about being creative, where are we limiting our abundance, where are we blocking our receiving? What happens is when you are more aware of how your patterns are, so everybody's going to have slightly different patterns and different energetic blocks, but awareness is 80% of the healing. So that's why in the portal, I've given you a hell of a lot of limiting beliefs, and I've given you ideas around self-sabotaging patterns, because when you read through them, you'll be like, oh yeah, I do that. Oh yeah, I do that. That's 80% of the healing, is because you're aware of you doing that pattern. And the self-sabotaging patterns are really interesting, because when I was channeling them and writing them all out for the program, some of them I was like, oh yeah, I don't do that anymore. I don't do any of that anymore. No, I don't do that. And then I was like, oh, I do that now. Oh, I do that now. So sometimes some of these sabotaging patterns come in as you're going through different up levels. So it's always good to read the self-sabotaging patterns and go back and keep reading them, because at certain period points within your life, because you'll be surprised where you are starting to sabotage. And when you see the sabotaging pattern, you're like, oh, that's what I'm doing. That's 80% of the healing. 20% is then the extra 20% is actually embodying the new mindset of you coming out of that pattern, that sabotaging pattern or that limiting belief. So that's where, like, taking action, changing your energy, changing your frequency, changing your mindset, it's only 20% really, is the awareness. So that's why I wanted to put a lot of limiting beliefs in this portal, so that you could be aware. And actually, some people really struggle with identifying their limiting beliefs as well, because that's a sabotaging pattern. You can sabotage yourself by not knowing your limiting beliefs. Yep. Okay. So I just want to briefly talk about poverty consciousness before we get into doing some energy and some healing. So does anybody know what poverty consciousness is? Anyone got any ideas? In the Lucky Bitch app, can you add any compliments you receive or only gifts? If you want to put a value to it, that could be cool. Could be free stuff, but you could put it down as notes, definitely. $200. Is that thoughts around money? What the limiting beliefs? There's about 200 limiting. I don't know what you mean, Stephanie. Wealth consciousness. Poverty consciousness. Have you done, who's done wealth consciousness in Theta Healing? Just Megan. Yeah, okay. I haven't done it, to be fair. I've just played around with different money programs, and then just creating my own flow and stuff like that. So consciousness is thought forms, okay, and then we have poverty added into that. So poverty consciousness is around, can be around your family's upbringing. So if you've grown up in a family or a genetic line that has poverty, it can be in the history, it can be in the collective consciousness. And poverty consciousness is an energy that you can be really stuck. So say, for instance, there is facts, they've done tests that, especially in the UK, where people grow up in government housing, and then the children grow up, and then they become mums, and they stay in government housing and stuff like that, and it just breeds, and it just goes on and goes on. And that is a collective consciousness. That's like a poverty consciousness. So it's definitely around. So this is when we start to look at what have you grown up with, and what's in your generational line. So what's good to do over the next number of weeks, and there's no need rushing in it. So as I'm explaining this, some of you might think, oh yeah, I need to work on my creativity. Oh yeah, I need to work on my receiving. But some of you might need to work on your poverty consciousness. So if you look at your family or generational line, it's really good to journal on the money stories of your family, your money stories around your mother, your money stories around your father, your grandparents. So my grandfather, he was a funny guy. Unfortunately, he lost his leg in the war, right? So when he passed away, he had multiple businesses, right? So he was entrepreneurial, because he couldn't get a job when he came out from the war. No one would employ a one-legged guy. So he had a sweet shop and tobacconist, can't say it, in South London. So he had that for a number of years, and then he opened a hairdressing salon for my mum. So my grandfather loved cash. Okay, cash was king. And when he passed away, and we went and cleared out his flat, he had rolls of cash rolled up and put in stump socks. So it's like a pair of socks, but for his stump. He had them, and it was just all over the place. So he was always hiding money under the mattress, because he didn't want the tax man to get it. But what's quite interesting is my mum's very much like that. My brother's very much like that. Whereas I'm like completely the opposite. I'm so legit. It's unbelievable. Oh, it's just so funny. But when you go back through I'm sort of making a joke of what my family were like. But seriously, there were times when I grew up, and my mum always wanted to treat, this is the balance thing, my brother and me the same. So one month my mum would go out, and if we needed some new clothes or whatever like that, it would be, right, it's your turn this month. And then it'd be, no, it's Matthew's turn this month. That's my brother. And it's really interesting, because what happens is, in my business, I'll have a good increase one month, and I won't have a good increase the next month. It'll be like, it's your turn this month, it's not your turn this month, it's not your turn this month, it's your turn this month. And it was going like that. And I was like, where is that cut? And it just popped into my head, and I went, oh, how interesting. And I also had a money block around a certain price point of charging. This was back in the day when I was charging for haircuts. And I had a real issue around $50. And I know, although I was brought up with pounds, but it came back to a Christmas present where I wanted a pair of roller skates. And I ended up with the sewing machine. I know the sewing machine was worth more than the roller skates, but I was absolutely heartbroken. And my mum said, okay, all right, we'll take you, go and get the roller skates. So I wanted these special roller skates. Off to Streatham we go and get the roller skates. And there were a lot of money. And my mum was like, oh, no, we can't. And then this guy went, oh, we've got a pair of secondhand ones, but they're £50. And she said, oh, well, you can have those. You know, you can have £50. That's okay. So I was all right. When I first started charging for haircuts in Australia, I was like thinking of what do I put my price point at? And it was $50. And it was like, I can only have that. So for me trying to then increase it to like 60 or 75, I had real issues around that. So it's interesting. So certain numbers will cause you sort of memories and blocks around that as well, especially for my entrepreneurs, my business owners here. And I had another money block around the price point of, it was about £85. But you know, I didn't have a problem, you know, charging like 100. My prices went up to like 150, 250 for hair appointments and stuff like that in the end. Because I worked a lot on my self-worth, and I knew that I was what I could offer was amazing. But it was interesting, certain price points. So it was the 50 and the like the 85 for me with those trigger points. And some of you might have that as well, that you're staying under a certain value as well. And I'll talk about that in the next few calls, because you can have your energetic maximum and your energetic minimum. So that's quite interesting as well. Has anyone tested their energetic maximum and minimum for charging for things? That's really cool. That's really, really cool. So the more you work on your self-worth, you can raise your energetic maximum and minimum for prices. So yeah, I'll talk about that in another call. So poverty consciousness is really interesting. So if this is sort of sparking your interest and going, this could be something that I need to look at. So look at the stories of your mother, the stories of your father, what they spoke to you around money, and things like that. So for me growing up, my parents would be like, well, we can't have a holiday, we can't have this, we can't have that, because we need to spend it on the house. The house had so much money spent on it. It was unbelievable. But yeah, we had to really be sacrificed because the house was more important than certain things. So that brought up a lot of stuff for me as well. So it's really quite interesting when you start working through that as well. And that will help you unpick things. The other area when it comes to poverty consciousness is around being a victim. When you're stuck in poverty consciousness, you can be stuck in that victim cycle. And what we want to do is we want to move out of victim and become victor. Okay, so when you're in a victim consciousness, you've got no other choice. And you feel trapped. And you can also say those negative words again, like this is you know, this is all I can have, this is all it is for me, is who we are, you know, this is all what we can and what we can't be. So you know, what's quite interesting in that is who's the lady that wrote Harry Potter? So she was really poverty consciousness before she wrote those books. I think she had the idea of Harry Potter for about 7 years before she actually sat down and wrote it. And now she's worth, oh God, she's like a trillionaire, isn't she? But she got herself out of that victim mentality. And what you got to be careful of with being around people and also watch who you're around as well, because there are a lot of people that are victim mentality people. And the negative ego of us really feeds on that poverty consciousness. So it might be that you are trying to manifest new clients or some money or whatever it is into your life, and then that ego pops up and goes, that's not really you, is it? You can't really have that. So your ego can actually be very much linked to poverty consciousness as well, because your ego actually gets off on you struggling, in all fairness. So that's another one as well to look at. So when the ego is trying to keep you trapped in poverty consciousness, or being a bit of keep you in that energy of being a victim, what's really good to get out of that is affirmations. Because what that does, it empowers you. And especially if you say affirmations standing up in like Wonder Woman pose, right? Wonder Woman. And you put your head up and you say those really strong affirmations, because you're saying it in a powerful way, it sort of overrides the negative ego as well. So if you find yourself talking yourself down, being like stuck in that poverty energy, then you need to turn to the affirmations that are in the portal, and you need to be, shouting them out loud, top of your voice. So those affirmations, I've actually done them as a PDF, so you can actually print them off and have them somewhere, so that you can literally, when you catch yourself getting into that mindset, you need to be saying strong affirmations to get out of that one. The other thing that can also hold us back with abundance is guilt, the feeling of guilt. And it's guilty for having more. Having more, and you feel guilty that you might be earning more than a partner. You might be earning more than your family. So I'm talking about your parents and that type of generation as well. And you might feel guilty for having more than your friends, and you fear losing your friendships. You fear losing love, basically. So that is, if that sort of comes up and you're like, oh, that's quite interesting. Okay, you need to look at releasing obligations, where you're obligating, holding yourself back because of others. And I was a big person with this, very much so. Wasn't so much around my parents, that didn't really bother me. And it wasn't so much with my partner, because we have that mindset that it comes together and we just create. But it was very much around friends, especially other women. Yep. That was where I held myself back big time, big time. So releasing obligations to that. Yeah. So ways that you could release those obligations. If you feel like you've got obligations, one, you can muscle test that. So you would get your pendulum and you would say, do I have an obligation to Mary for holding myself back when it comes to abundance? So I've got no. Okay. But it could come up as a yes. Okay. Am I obligating myself to stay small and insignificant because I fear upsetting my husband, Andrew? No, that's lucky. But it could come forward. Okay. And things like that. That's where the pendulum gets really, really, really good along those lines. I can see Steph going, oh! You'd be like, am I obligating this person? But that actually can come back to a bit of a witch wound as well. That can come back to I must honor the lead witch and stuff like that. That's quite an interesting one as well. So if any of you find some of this stuff, so whatever you find and you struggle with clearing, this is when you want to come to the lives, and I'll clear it for you on the lives. So you need to be making lots of notes, so that when you come and you'll be like, right, and I'll go through everybody and I'll be like, right, your turn. And then if I feel that anybody else has got it, I'll just clear it in all of us at the same time as well. So the more that you can do your inquiry and your awareness, then you can come to the lives. If you can't clear it yourself, I know I've got Theta Healers in the group, but if you can't clear it yourself, then come to class and we'll clear it. The other thing that's quite interesting is, do you all understand the terminology keeping up with the Joneses? Okay, I didn't know if it was just a very English thing. So that's another thing that can help block our abundance, is the feeling of unworthiness. Okay, and it can be very triggering. So I lived on when I was in the UK, I lived on a believe it or not, another golf estate. But it was a very wealthy golf estate. There was a lot of celebrity footballers on that estate, and a few celebrities and stuff like that, like Kevin Keegan. Does anyone know who Kevin Keegan is? I'm showing my age now, but Kevin Keegan, Alan Shearer, all of the, like, some of the northern footballers were all there. We had a great life on there, but it was very much so competitive, keeping up with the Joneses. And you know, so and so would have a new car one week, and then the other one would get the same car but in a different color, and you could see it all going off. It used to be so funny. Yeah, it was good to live on there and be a fly on the wall. we were in the poor end. We weren't in the rich end. But it was really interesting. But what it can do is, you could see it triggering a lot of the people on the estate. So they and some of them ended up getting into a lot of financial trouble because they wanted to keep that status and keeping up with the Joneses. And that is feelings of unworthiness, okay, because they need to have the status, they need to have the certain car, the certain this, the certain that. There's nothing wrong in having any of that. I'm not saying that. But as long as you're doing it because you desire it, not because you feel that you need to keep up with anybody, you do it for you. So that's another one to have a little look at. Okay, so I want to give you a couple of downloads. All right. I'm going to do some downloads that you can have permission to receive, and that you're allowed to receive, and we're going to embody that for you. Yeah, you ready for that? All right, close your eyes. I want you to step back into that beautiful energy vortex where all your guides of 100% love and light. Taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Breaths in and deep breaths out. And I want you to see a beautiful doorway in front of you. And you're just going to unlock that doorway, and you're going to walk through this portal of light. And you can see this beautiful violet color all the way through. And you're going to see another doorway at the end. And this is the doorway into your Akashic records. And you know it's your doorway because it has your name on the door. And you're going to imagine that you take a key out of your pocket, and you're just going to unlock that door, and it easily opens. And as you go in to the room, you're going to see a table in front of you, and your Akashic record guide comes up to greet you with a book. And you're going to take that book and go down and sit at the table. And you're going to get to today's date, August the 12th. And you're going to write in that Akashic record book of this lifetime, I have permission to receive. I am allowed to receive, and I embody this. And I want you to see, sense, feel, know all those codes activating in your body, changing your neural pathways in your brain. See, sense, feel, know what it's like to receive. And you have the true definition of what receiving is from Creator in the 7th plane. And any lifetime that needs to also have these beliefs, I have permission to receive, I'm allowed to receive, we're going to apply them into those records. Any of your ancestors. We're also going to transfer it into your parallel lives and your future lives. Okay, and we're going to feel that activation now. Okay, going off in your solar plexus. I have permission to receive, I'm allowed to receive. I'm worthy of receiving. I know what it feels like to receive. And I can receive without having to give. Just breathe, allow, allow, allow. Okay, you're going to feel all that energy and that coding coming in now. And we're also going to send it out on the quantum field. We're going to send out like an energetic email that you're open to receiving. And all that abundance that has been held back and locked and kept safe for you, we're now going to command that you're energetically ready for it in the best and highest of ways, and the most loving ways that it will come to you. Thank you is done, it is done, it is done. Okay, and you're going to close the book, give it back to your guide, thank him. You're going to come out of the room, close the door. Now, if you want to lock the door, you can, or you might just want to leave it open so you can access it at any time. Entirely up to you. And then you're going to walk through that corridor, back into your body, taking deep breaths, and opening your eyes. Okay. So, I just want you to write down some ideas around creating your wealth. So, this is something that you can work on yourself, but I'm just going to I don't want to say it's homework because I don't want to be a school teacher, but this is a really cool thing to do. So write down all the ways that your soul can create abundance in your life. Because your soul will start to open you up to all the different possibilities. And ideally, write down at least 100 different ways that you could create, your soul could help you create money. And it could be something completely off the rails. It could be like, oh, I'm going to open a restaurant. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell my house. That's what I do. I'm going to sell my house, make some abundance. But I want you to come up with some really cool concepts. So 100 different ways that your soul could make money. You and your soul could make money. So, for my healers, it could be a retreat. Could be anything. Okay. And I want you to put a monetary goal around it. So it could be, I can run, let me think. I could run a group program to help people X, Y, and Z, and I know that I could make 50 grand out of it. Put that down. I could sell my home, and I could renovate my home and then sell it and make 500,000. So there's lots of different ways. I could have a caravan and sell smoothies and coffees. So it doesn't matter. It's like tapping into your dreams. Don't think about the how. Just get exciting on how you could make money. And then the other thing I want you to do is write down where you could make money this month. So you can create cash flow right now. And I want you to add dollars to it. So what this is doing is it's really helping you step into an entrepreneurial mindset. So it could be, where could you make money this month? It could be going through my jewelry that I never use and selling it on Marketplace. It could be selling the sofa I've got. But I did think, oh, actually, it'd be really nice if I recovered it. Quite fancy it striped, nice provincial striped, but I haven't got space for it, so I need to get rid of it. It could be like me creating this program. So where could you put in the chat, where could you make some money and get some cash flow in this month? Let's share some ideas. I could sell my KitchenAid that I never use. It's a cupboard. I'm going to build a big shed and lease it out to a mechanic for at least the next 5 years. Did the deal today. True story. Well done. Well done. I'm going to build a big shed and lease it out for around these 5 years. Did the deal today. True story. Congratulations. That's entrepreneurial. Fantastic. Open up more appointments next weekend and do angel coverage. I thought of that for you today, actually, Megan. I was just getting in the shower, and because I thought, oh, I'm going to talk about this tonight, and literally your angel cards popped up to me. Fashion, styling, clothes sales, healing sessions. Yeah. Rent out garage space. Oh, yeah. Yes, because a lot of people will pay good money for that, wouldn't they? Yeah. Do you not use your garage then, Lee? Yeah. Have you got a really big garage? Have you got an abundant garage? Bet you have. Melissa, any ideas? Come on, we're going to get some ideas. Garage sale, sell some clothes. Yeah. Cara, what about you? Any ideas where you can get your hands on some cash flow this month? What can you do? No, I've got some jewelry that I could get rid of. I've actually got no idea. Ramp up my affiliate marketing business. More subcontracting work from Katie. Sell stuff I don't use anymore. Yeah. Sky, have you got anything that you can sell? Get the kids car washing. $10 a car. Slave labor. Change bank accounts that have higher interest rates, passive income. Yeah. Early birds and for my full equinox dance, even also opening up a couple more dates for workshops in the barn before school starts. Yep. That's it. Open stuff up. It gets filled. I have to look at what I can sell. Yeah. But I want you, the more you write things down, you'll start writing, you'll be like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. I mean, I know you're not particularly well at the moment, Sky, but you know, maybe maybe you could host a Zoom and talk about the products that you recommend. Yeah, decluttering to make space for abundance. Yeah, there's in the portal, I've talked a lot about decluttering and making space, because it opens up an energy vortex. And because when you open up an energy vortex, it needs to always be filled, because that's the law of vacuum. So that's all in the portal when I talk about that. Decluttering is on my agenda too. I think I would have been a professional declutterer, I reckon. I'd have been good at that. I used to love doing people's wardrobes and stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, make sure that you go through and you do, you know, the 100 ideas of how your soul would, you know, want to make money, and how you can make money now. What ideas? Okay, this is where we're going to get fun. So what sort of relationship do you think you have with money? If you if you imagine money was a person, would your money be male or female? Put it in the chat, because I'm interested. Would it be male or female money? And what sort of relationship do you think you have with that money? So I see money as male. Bad male. I find quite formal, serious. Yeah, I find money male, and I find it quite warrior-like. Male, and I think I've neglected my relationship. Yeah, toxic maybe. Great. Punishment. Yeah. Male, and they hold it all. Yeah. Male when it feels stressful, female when it flows. Yeah, lovely. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to do a process. This is quite interesting. So I'm going to take you through a meditation, and we're going to connect to the energy, your energy frequency of money. Okay. And we are going to open it up, and so you can see what type of relationship you've had. When I did this with a client of mine, it was really quite interesting. I actually got her to imagine it as a person, however it came through, and that she had to sit next to this person, and then that brought all the stuff up, and then that showed us what we needed to heal and work on. So we're going to do this meditation. So you're going to connect into the energy of money. So you'll connect in, you'll go through the meditation, but you might want to write at the same time. So you might want to be dropping in and out, in and out. So I'll guide you all through it, but you're going to get some really gold information through this. Has anybody done anything like this ever before? No, because I don't think, I think it's only I've never seen it before. I don't know how it came to me, but it just did around that. Okay, are you ready? Yeah, so close your eyes and take you through a guided meditation. Just breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. Okay, and just imagine that all that energy is coming up through every single chakra to the top of your head, And you see that light spinning above your head. And you're going to place yourself in that bubble of light. And we're going to go up, all the way up through the bright lights and the dark lights, higher and higher, past the planets, the stars, the Milky Way, through into that golden light, and then through the rainbow of colours, the sticky-like substance, going through all the laws. Okay, and we're going to work with the law of truth, but we're not going to put it into our body. We're just going to command that the law of truth work with us, grace, compassion, and mercy. And then we're going to go into that tingly white light of the divine. And in that tingly white light of the divine, we're going to command that the energy of money come forward. So I just want you to relax, see, sense, feel, know this energy. So it might come through as a person, as a being, whatever you see, sense, or feel, know that it's right for you at this time. Okay, so they're standing in front of you. So just take note, is it male or female? What sort of age? What do they look like? How do they appear? Read their energy. Just read their energy. Are they happy? Are they angry? Are they sad? What sort of emotions? And how do you feel being in their presence? Do you feel safe? Do you feel nurtured, supported, loved? Or are you in fear? Does this relationship remind you of anything? Do they have control over you? Or do you have control over the money? See, sense, feel, know. Just allow. Okay, do they need to tell you anything? Do you feel comfortable going near this energy, this presence? If you were to sit on a sofa with them, how does it make you feel? Comfortable? Uncomfortable? Insecure? Insignificant? What comes up? Do they always leave you? Do they show up when it's their turn, on their terms? Do they have terms and conditions attached to them? I want you to see that this energy, this being, this person has labels, like post-it notes all over them. And I want you to look a bit closer. And I want you to pick a note off of that energy. And what does it say? And pick another one. What does it say? What have you labeled money? Read the labels. As I'm tuning in, some of you, it's like you can't have me. I'm unattainable. I want you to ask why. And now I want you to ask, what sort of relationship would you like to have? What labels would you like to place upon money, where you can be empowered and have choices? So I want you to take all those labels off and put them in the ring of fire and allow them to burn. And I want you to write new notes. Okay, so freedom, joy, beautiful commitment, loving support, opportunities and possibilities, within reach, always there, dependable. Yeah, wonderful, dependable. Trust, faith, and I want you to put your aspirations and intentions and place that on the notes, on them. Yeah, spread love with it, make the world a better place. Choices, freedom, opportunities, abundance. And I want you to tell money why you need it. Tell money that you're not going to fight with it anymore. You're not going to resist. that you can have a beautiful relationship with one another, a fun relationship, that you can spread love and joy. Okay, so we're just going to allow all that coding to come in. The angels are going off in my ears. Okay, so I'm just going to allow this all to take place. Okay, Creator, take care of it. So I want you to see, sense, and feel, open that heart and see that figure change in front of you. So some of you, I'm seeing that it's changing into a beautiful butterfly with the most glorious wings. And I just see all that beautiful red color. Oh my God, there's so much red for abundance and wealth. So we're going to just charge it with red energy. Now it's going into orange energy. Okay, we're just going to call upon the fire dragon to transcend all the low vibrations, all the low limiting beliefs that you've ever had around money. Just breathe and allow that to all go. I want you to see, sense, and feel this beautiful white light around you and money. And it's just cementing a beautiful new relationship. A healthy, loving relationship where you support and nurture each other. Where you honor each other, respect each other. You feel your heart open. And in your own time, open your eyes, and you might just want to do a bit of journaling. So I'm just going to sit here quietly. Just sit in that lovely energy. It's hiding from me for the longest time. Yeah. But you connected in the end, yeah, Melissa? So it might be worth listening to this one again. Yeah. And even like having conversations. Do you pay attention to money? Are you quite good at paying attention to money? Do you know, because everybody's different, you know, are you a person that looks at your bank accounts each day, checks things, checks your invoices, all of that type of thing? Are you very proficient when it comes to tracking your money? Hyper focused. I have a spreadsheet budget that my friends laugh at me over. Okay, right. So you are paying attention to it. Okay, so I'd start communicating with it and having a chat. So imagine that it's an imaginary friend. Yeah. We're going woo-woo here. If we're working with dragons, we're calling in dragons, you know. Did you feel comfortable around your money? You know, it was okay. So that might be something that you need to journal on. Okay. So go into meditation. Where is this coming from? Yeah, it's quite an interesting process to do, this one, because we look at money as just that, but it doesn't. It has it is like it has a soul and a body. And when you look at it from that point of view, it can, if we only ever did one thing in this group is to heal that, you'd be laughing, you know, a means to an end. Yeah. So if you were a person and someone said to you, well, you're just a means to the end, you know, so treat money as though it's a person. Yeah. For me, that's what it represents. Yeah. It's a means to the end. So if someone said to you, you're a means to the end, it'd be like, oh. So sometimes maybe some of your money, maybe your money people, whatever you like beings or whatever it is that you see, maybe it feels hurt that it's not checked. Because I said money loves attention. So if you're just, well, you're a means to the end, it's going to be hurt, isn't it? I can see Melissa going, the awareness is starting to like pop in. So it doesn't want to be used and abused. Great. We've unpacked it for you. But yeah. And also money is a mirror and a magnifier as well. Yeah, you must work hard to get money. Not worthy if it was easy. Yes. So where does that come from, Vanessa? Yeah, I don't like holding on to it. I spend it. Yes, so you're repelling. I had this with someone I spoke to the other day, and they had this. As soon as they get it, they want to get rid of it. It's because they feel it's dangerous. So things like that, which is really good for you, is to challenge yourself holding on to money and building that pot of wealth. So, you know, like I mean, I'm joking. I literally have money and coins just here because I put it by my abundance crystal so that my abundance crystal knows that this is money. And that's what I want. And I think I've probably got about like $150 in my purse, and I just leave it in there because I need to get comfortable just having money just sat there. And the same with one of my bank accounts. I literally just, you know, it's my profit account. So it just goes in and goes in and goes in. And I get comfortable having like sums of money in that account. Because I need to get uncomfortable being uncomfortable having money just sat there. And it's quite interesting because we have money in like our joint account, And then I have business accounts. I mean, I have a few different accounts because I move my money around all different accounts, right? Because money likes attention. So I move it from account to account and I move it all around. Put it in little pots. This is where my grandfather and the money in the stump socks all around the house. But I move it around because it's like, oh, it likes attention, it likes to be moved. You just don't want to leave it stagnant all the time. But yes, you need to get uncomfortable. Oh, I don't know what it is, but by having money in a certain account and keep adding to it and adding to it, and you will get to a stage where you think, I need to buy something, I need to spend it just to get rid of it. But that's because you fear it, or it's dangerous. Yeah, hold on. You heard dangerous as well during the meditation. Okay, so you need to be digging on, why is it dangerous? And look at it from a person, because I think when you look at it from a person, it's easier to unpick rather than it looking at as cash. Mine's like the old story, Oliver. I was going to be a very old man and begging him for money, and the post-it notes were all saying no. Yeah. So you can't have it. So why can't you have it? And some of us have the belief that we can either have money or we can have love. That's the dual. Yeah, you can either have one or the other. You can't have both. Yeah, like the awareness. Yeah, you can either have one or the other. Yeah, because it's stuck in that root and the sacral chakra. I do that with cash. Yeah. Money said I wasn't important enough to have it, and I asked it why I couldn't keep my money because I'd let it be taken. Yeah, and with you, there's some more inner child kara around that. Yeah. Moved money from one account to another to pay for this course. Yeah, that's good. Move the money around. Move the money in accounts. Grandparents, I believe they worked really hard to have what they had. Yeah, both grew up with nothing. They used to tell me to deposit my 25-cent coins. I held onto my savings, but then it stopped growing. I was hoarding it. Now I've been living off my savings as I build my business. Lots of work with trusting it. It will circulate back to me. Yeah. And you need to download yourself that you've got the virtue of trust as well, and faith. They're quite strong virtues to learn, and it's easy to learn them through money. Yeah, trust and faith virtues. Try to spend with love and say thank you. Yeah, and everything that you spend, you ask for it to be returned to you 100 times fold, 1,000 times fold, 1,000,000 times fold. So and in the portal, there's a meditation that is the downloads for the virtues of abundance, all the Theta healing ones. So that's all done in there, abundance, that you can listen to all the time as well. So did you find that interesting, connecting with money? Yeah, it's quite an interesting one. And it'd be really good to do this one at the end as well. To see if how your relationship, well, it will change with it. As a kid, I watched my mum get a bank card to pay off her bank card. I watched both parents stressed about lack of money while buying frivolous purchases. Also, my mum relayed me to my... Okay, so you have enough, you always have enough for the basics, but nothing for any extra. Okay, yeah. So we need to blow that belief up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to just go through, close your eyes, everybody. I'm just going to do everything that has come up tonight in the calls. I'm just going to command that we do a clearing on that. I'm going to cut all cords to the past stories, the paradigms, the limiting beliefs. Okay, we're going to invoke the purple flame. We've got to do a lot of burning. Okay, here we go. I'm going to transcend it. I'm just witnessing it now, like it's going up in a big bonfire with all that smoke going up into the air. Good. Okay, just releasing any guilt, any guilty feelings, releasing any shame. We're just going to bring in joy. And let's recalibrate you. Taking deep breaths in. And I'm just going to close down the circle, but we're still going to keep the abundance vortex going. So divine source of abundance and love, as we bring the sacred circle of tonight to a close, we are filled with deep gratitude for the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. We still remain in the radiant energy of this vortex of abundance and healing, and our hearts overflow with appreciation for this transformation and healing that has taken place tonight within and around us. We thank the guides of 100% love and light, whose presence have illuminated our path and guided us through this journey. Archangel Raphael and his emerald green dragon, my guide Joe, and the elemental dragons, your wisdom and support will be continuous, helping us through this light of our pursuit of abundance and healing. With our hearts open wide, we send forth a wave of unconditional love and healing energy to anyone in humanity that currently needs it. May this love ripple into the world, touching the hearts and the lives of all. As we stand united in this energy of love, may it dissolve any remaining barriers, heal any old wounds, and bring comfort to us and those in need. We extend our gratitude to each one of us tonight for supporting each other with love and compassion, with a heart full of thankfulness. We now release our intentions to the Creator, trusting that the seeds of abundance that we have sown will continue to flourish and grow. And as we step out of this circle tonight and into our everyday lives, may we carry the essence of abundant energy with us. May we continue to radiate love, compassion, and healing wherever we go, uplifting those around us and contributing to the greater good. And in this moment of closure, we still remain connected to the vortex of abundance and healing that we have co-created. With hearts brimming and gratitude and unconditional love, we offer our thanks to this sacred space. And so it is. Aho, amen, namaste. Right, how does everyone feel? Got some awareness tonight. Some pennies of wisdom. Have you got any questions? Feel light and open. Yeah, I feel nice and light. I can feel it all starting to ripple, expansive. Yeah. And I think it's nice just doing that opening and closing prayer, and just, you know, if we're working on our abundance mindset, it's nice to give back in some way. So just sending that unconditional love. I feel excited. I feel really peaceful tonight. Mind you, I was so buzzing from the other night. Fell asleep, wait for it to start. That's all right. I'll have it put in the portal tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. For everyone. Yeah, I think that meditation of connecting to money is a powerful one, and it will make you change your relationships. So what's everyone going to work on from tonight? What do you feel? Is it your relationship with money? Is it the poverty consciousness? Is it family stuff? Where do you think you feel guided to unpick? Is it that you need to start creating wealth? You know, get some ideas of how you could create money to come in. Let me know. Get an idea what you're all working on, what you're going to work on. Back to daily conscious gratitude practice and the money relationship. Cool. Great. And we've got another call on. When are we on again? So we are, what's the day? It's the 12th. So we're back on Wednesday, the 16th. It's nice because we're on top and we're on top and we're on top, working through it. Limiting beliefs around self-worth. I'm going through the 200 beliefs and test them. Great. Releasing old stories and creating room and energy for bringing money in. Yeah. I'm going to get creative and start playing my guitar and getting my garden when I'm out of here. Yeah. Can we all just send like a quick unconditional love healing to Sky? She's in hospital. Come on then. Let's just close our eyes. Okay. So creator of all that is commanded and requested that we send Sky unconditional love and healing for a speedy recovery in the most loving and easy way. Okay, Sky, make sure you're receiving this. Thank you. It's done, it's done, it is done. So it is. You receive it.
Thank you so much, everyone.
I'm going to look at the limiting beliefs and come up with ideas to make money. Going to work through the limiting beliefs, identify them, and creativity, abundance, and gratitude. Sending love and healing. Thank you. All right, lovely ladies. Thank you for an awesome Saturday night. It's been really cool hanging out with you. It's addictive, this, isn't it? And I will see you all on Wednesday night And then Thursday night we've got a live in the holistic spiritual community. I'm sure you'll be sick of me by the end.
Never, never, never.
You're too kind.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much.
See you.
Now I need to recording.